Who wants to go ahead and lead off with questions for Coach? If you go ahead and put that in the group chat, we'll go ahead and get it started.
Fellas, how are y'all?
We'll go ahead and start with Tyler. Go ahead, Tyler.
Hey, Jason, we just had Zach up here, and he mentioned Fred Peters as a guy who's kind of stood out the first 3 days of camp. What is it about him that's been so good, and what have you noticed about him?
First, the big thing about with Fred is him being a senior and his last time going around. I put it on Fred and CJ and some of these older guys that have had some experience playing. And so Fred's done a good job first with the leadership. And, he's a guy that leads by example and grasping the defense and getting other people to jump on board. So I've been proud of him on that. And he's, taking this defense and is really grasped and brought things in and have communicated with a bunch of the other guys on working on technique and doing all the little things right. So I've been proud of Fred, and obviously his play is showing on the field by him making plays and continuing to bounce them around and communicating and showing a lot of leadership. So he's doing a good job.
We'll go ahead and go to Steve. Steve, go ahead.
Coach Marcus Murphy last year played a lot in a limited role, but made some big plays. Now that he's getting an opportunity to get, I guess, some first-team reps, what's kind of been your impression of him so far?
Marcus has been doing a good job. Same with, him and Fred have been doing a good job. And, the big thing with Marcus is now just continuing to be consistent in everything that he does. And so just breaking down every little thing from, his feet and eyes and leverage and communication and having fun. And so he's been doing really, really good on that. And it's been fun just kind of listening and watching just him critique his game, and just trying to build off of, the positives and the negatives that he has and trying to work to get better each and every day. So Marcus has been good to watch and been able to coach and just continue to stay after his tail, every rep. So, and he's eating it up, and I've been enjoying just working with him.
Go ahead and go to Ben. Ben.
Hey, Jason. I know CJ missed some action at the end of last year. Where's he at health-wise, and how's he been doing early in camp so far?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I know CJ missed some games at the tail end of last year. I guess where's he at health-wise right now, and how's he looked at least in fall camp so far getting back?
Yeah, CJ's coming along. Right now he's of course ahead of schedule, which is great. And CJ's a guy that he's hungry to get back on that field, and so his rehab and everything is going well. And he's kind of like Fred. What I was saying, he's one of those guys that has been a leader of the group on the backside right now while rehabbing and being a second coach on the field. And so that's been very, very helpful with that, because I, put a lot on his shoulders as well for him being an experienced guy and being able to be out there. So I've been proud of CJ's progression just off the field, and he's doing good.
Go ahead and go to Robbie next. Robbie.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, Robbie.
Was interested in your thoughts on, you got three guys in the back of the secondary that were offensive playmakers in high school and are transitioning over the defense with Marcus Murphy and Purvis and Janori Dean. All three of those guys could take over games. How do you think that translates to safety on the defensive side of the ball and kind of how they have to change their mindset, I guess?
Yeah, absolutely. First thing, it was funny because during the break, getting to kind of know these guys, I sat down and watched all their highlight tapes from high school, and I was like, wow, dynamic, impressive guys playing quarterback, and of course Janori Dean playing running back. And watching them with the ball in their hands was really, really impressive. And so, now switching on over to the defensive side, the biggest thing is just learning the game on the defensive side. We got to continue to concentrate on just all the little things, but athletically, it's, as y'all know, it's really, really good. So, they got football knowledge into, okay, hey, let's put in the offensive perspective right here. As you're a running back or if you're a quarterback, what are you thinking in these situations? And they're able to rattle that thing off. And I said, okay, now we got to get into a defensive mindset, and this is what they're trying to do to you. So just trying to get that transition with them. from being an offensive guy over to defense is really big. And then, the big thing that I get really intrigued and really like is, them being quarterbacks or being running backs. Those guys got to be leaders. And so that fits in perfect with being in the back end, because they're making communication and making calls and adjustments and in the whole 9 yards. So they got to be the field general. So it's been good with those three guys and just watching them learn and progress and move in the right direction.
Got time for a couple more. We'll go ahead and go back to Ben.
Jason, I know you guys are going at it one-on-ones a little bit in practice, but what have you seen from the receiving core against your guys? And I guess how have they kind of stacked up, at least in the early going?
Yeah, it's been a battle each and every rep, which is great. I mean, as y'all, the saying, iron sharpens iron. So it's been good. I mean, Javante Payton is a dynamic receiver, of course, and that's the first kind of name that comes through my mind since he's, an inside receiver. He does a great job. Austin Williams, all those guys. So it's a battle, and we like it because, they're very, very dynamic receivers and some of the best that, of course, I've been able to be around and see. And so just watching them and competing each and every rep is only going to get us better. And, I'm like, hey, let's make it 50-50. Sometimes they're going to win. Sometimes we're going to win. And so let's learn from those mistakes and see how we can work and get better. But all those guys are dynamic, and it's been fun watching them compete each and every day, each and every rep.
Go ahead and go back to Robbie.
Back to Janori, where does he fall in the pecking order with those guys? You got the older guys, I know, on the top end with Marcus and Fred and those guys. Where does Janori fall in, and do you anticipate him being, a guy that can really impact the defense or even special teams this year?
I think right now he's falling right in that mix of guys, possibly running with the twos right now. And so he's been doing a good job. And like I said, it's just the progression of him picking up the game. Of course, we wish we had a spring where we had a chance to really, get our hands on him and that type of stuff. But he's a smart, intellectual young man and wants to do everything perfect, and which is great. And I love, teaching him and being around him because he's hungry and excited and wants to know all the little things to do. And so definitely special teams wise, I think he's going to fit in on those roles. He's an athletic young man, as y'all know. And so I think he's going to have a very, very vital part in defense and special teams.
Anything else for Coach before we let him go?
Do I look okay? Yeah, all right. Hey, good seeing y'all, fellas. Appreciate everything y'all do, okay? Y'all take care.